The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 219 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Chroma Key Edition Orbit playing cards. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. Here we have the Chroma Key Orbit playing card, still fully sealed in the cellophane. So we gotta just grab this pull tab and take the cellophane off. Now that that's off, we can see it's in a matte green finish tuck box, more of a lime green to be exact. Then you got the white orbit font on the front, a pretty minimalistic tuck box so far. On the side it says Chroma Key Edition. The other side has some corporate information, kind of like distributed by OrbitWorld.us, Fremont, California, made in the USA, designed by Daniel Schneider. So these are made in the USA. By the United States Playing Card Company, so it should handle fantastic, be good quality. And on the bottom, you got the classic Orbit logo there with the circle and the little rocket ship. On the back, you got a sneak peek of that back design. For the seal, you just got a green square, oh yeah, a round, green square. For the seal, you just got a green square, it's like a square seal with the rounded edges, and then the white little orbit circle. On the top, you just got the classic 23. And then if we crack the seal, crack that right open. If it'll let me. There we go. Now that it's kind of horribly opened. On the inner tuck flap, it says, the deeper you gaze into the cosmos, the harder it is to look back, persist, and endure. Then, on the inner tuck flap, there's nothing there, just that lime green colorway. And then, if you can see on the inside of the tuck flap, has the Orbit's Instagram. It says the Orbit Deck and hashtag the Orbit Deck. And then we take the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box, it is just the lime green colorway, so nothing too crazy going on, but it is colored inside. And then on the bottom, you can kind of see that. It's not going to really focus too much because it's hard to see. But it says We Are Orbit there at the bottom. Oh, wait, you can kind of see it. You've seen it there for a second. Anyways, it says We Are Orbit at the bottom. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And we'll start with that back design. Here we have a mirrored back design with the standard white border going around. Here's that chroma key green with the lime green kind of colorway with the orbit circle there in the middle. Classic orbit logo. So a pretty simplistic back design. And it is mirrored so you can flip the design over and it's the same in both directions. Now for the cards you get with the deck. We get, well, these are chroma key, so it's like a green screen kind of deck. So you get, I guess, you get two with the back, they have the back design on the back. But then you're going to get two green screen kind of cards, like two blank faces, I guess. So you got like the back design and blank faces. Then we get on to that custom Ace of Spades. It's the standard Ace of Spades, it just has a green background with that astronaut. And then you got We Are Orbit, and then the Orbit's website, and then 23. And then the rest of the pips are pretty much standard spades. They look pretty standard. I don't know, they might, I don't know. No, I think they're just, yeah, they look, well, I guess they're just the standard orbit faces, I guess. And then for the spades here, you got the standard orbit quick cards, Jack, Queen, and King of spades. They're just in that black and white and green colorway. Then you got the diamonds, which are in that chroma key green color, the lime green colorway. The diamonds are in that lime green colorway with those standard orbit pips. And then the Jack, Queen, and King of diamonds, once again in the black, white, and green colorway. And full, yeah, the standard orbit quick cards, and they have those custom faces, as we all know, because we all know orbits. And then the Jack, Queen, and King of clubs in that black, white, and green color once again, with those slightly custom quick cards. Then you got the orbit clubs there. And then you get the hearts, Jack, Queen, and King of hearts in that green and black and white colorway. And the hearts are also that green colorway once again, just like the diamonds were. There's a vibrant green. And then the last two cards in the deck is you get an extra 8 of spades, and you get a double backer of the back design. Now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. Let me just quickly gather these up. And we'll get right on to the handling. First, we start with the springs. First thing I noticed, straight out of the box, these cards are a little bit on the stiffer side. They're not like overly stiff to it's like super hard to bend, but they are definitely a little bit stiffer. So you definitely got to break them in and like bend them a little bit to get them to bend easier. But they're not like terribly stiff. Like some decks, like you can barely bend them right out of the box. Or some decks like just bend right in half. These are more on the stiffer side, but still have a little bit of flex to them. But the more I spring them, the more they get more flexibility to them. But they're still nice and clicky, and they got that nice spring to it. Nice and smooth so far. So now on to the fans. Nice bright fan there with that white and green contrast colorway. And as you can see, they spread nice and evenly. You can see them up to the pips and numbers. On to the Pharaoh. They feel pretty decently, not like flawlessly or anything, because they had to be slightly pushed together. It wasn't like a smooth interlock and weave, but not terrible. A little bit of spacing there. Now for a giant fan of that back design. Now for the reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh is a lot more smoother. They went together a lot more smoother, interlocked and weaved. Except for that little gap, so not like flawlessly, but almost perfect. Definitely a lot smoother. Now for a giant fan of the faces. Now for a riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. So far, no issues with the riffle shuffles. It's just a little bit like, the cards are a little bit like on the more stiffer side, so it's a little bit like more of a stiffer riffle. But they're still working out. And it depends on how you cut the cards too. But then they're pretty smooth for the ones I'm getting down. So no issues with the riffle shuffles. Now on to the packet cuts. And the whole concept of this like a deck and colorway is like I mentioned earlier, it's like a green screen deck. So when you're doing packet cuts, you can do like a bunch of cardistry moves and stuff. And then like in post, you can edit it for like a green screen and have different images on the cards. Well, I almost got that to work. But overall, the packet cuts feel nice. They definitely feel like they're going to slightly slip out of my hands a little bit, but not overly too much. Now for the one-handed cut, or straight cut. Now for the dribble. Oh yeah, that dribble feels nice and smooth. It got some nice flex to it, and still some stiffness to it at the same time. But every time I try to dribble cards, they just want to fly out everywhere. But no, the dribbles are pretty nice. Other than them wanting to slide out every single time. But other than that, that's probably just me using them and user error. But now, time for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, like I said, it's a pretty nice, it's definitely a bright deck of cards. It's pretty much just like a standard orbit deck of cards. So like the back design is just like a more simplistic orbit deck with just a circle, like the little circle logo there. Like there's no other little details in it other than it's just one solid color with that logo, which is nice. Because it's always nice to have simplistic decks every once in a while, or designs. Then you just got the standard like Fontaine orbit. You got the standard orbit faces just in the green kind of colorway, the black and green kind of colorway, which is nice. I really like that green. It makes the cards pop, especially on the court cards there. A nice pop of green, which is always nice. So overall, nice simplistic, but yet still fun and nice design. Like a standard design, but still pops with that green. And then the handling you just seen, it was nice and smooth. I found no issues, other than straight out of the box there might be a little bit stiff, but you just gotta break them in, use them a little bit to break them in. So I found no real issues with the handling. And that design, like I said, pretty fantastic and fun with that bright colorway. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 219 of a daily deck review. This has been the Chroma Key Edition Orbit playing cards. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.